Nice to meet you, Sage.
Listen, as we head into January, we're going to be getting those dreaded credit card bills in the mail.
Oh yeah, how much do you overspend over the holidays, and how will you handle the debt now? Well, we have our money couple, Scott and Bethany Palmer, the authors of the new book, The 5 Money Personalities, speaking the same love and money language, are here with their advice.
So we'll get to debt in a few minutes, but I do want to address quickly, because everyone's talking about the fiscal cliff. If they don't resolve it by Monday, we're going over.
That's right.
If folks are like me, you've got a retirement fund, you've got 401ks, IRAs. Should you be concerned, and what should you do to prepare for the cliff?
Well, I think you've got a couple issues. The first is with your 401ks, your IRAs, you need to diversify, especially if you haven't touched it in a while. It's a good time to go back in there and spread things out a little bit, because I believe we probably will hit this fiscal cliff. It's also really important to know what's going to be real with this fiscal cliff. And what that is everybody's taxes are going up. For an individual, or what we call a head of household, making over $50,000, it's going to be a tax increase of $1,600 this year. With a couple filing jointly, combined making over $80,000, it's $3,500. So really just kind of going in with your eyes wide open. We're going to be paying more in taxes. You really need to get in there and address that IRA, that 401k, and diversify is going to be very important.
But with owing more taxes, it's interesting that tax tables aren't going to change till actually mid-February. So you have all of January and February where your tax amount won't change on your pay stub, but you're still going to owe the money at the end of the year. So make sure that you're calculating how much you are going to owe, save that amount so you don't get blindsided when it comes to tax time the next year.
So, so reconfigure your 401k a bit and be prepared for an increased tax bill.
Okay.
2 biggies.
Now, back to the holidays. If you spent way too much money, like I know I did, how do you get your finances kind of like back in order?
I know.
We call it the holiday credit card hangover. And we all hit it, especially in January. And one of the things that we talk about, it's really important to kind of see what's real. That's where you have to start. Because for so many of us, especially if you've got a money personality like a saver, they're freaking out about it. And then you have the spender, who's me, and we're just trying to hide at this moment because we don't really want to know what that number is. But the reality is you need to sit down and you need to see what's real before you just make a bunch of assumptions.
Now, the second thing you need to do is actually, after you've seen what's real, take that number and divide it by 6. Take the next 6 months and pay it off. Now you have another 6 months to save for the next year, so you don't get in the same problem again. It's really important to plan ahead, but sometimes, you know, if we didn't know, we didn't plan well, let's just take the next 6 months, pay it off, and then take 6 months to plan.
Makes sense. Get the actual number of what you're going to owe, split it up over 6 months, and be sure you pay it off.
Yes. Exactly. Now, the third point is to know inside of your relationship what we call the opposite dynamic. Now, for Scott and myself, our primary money personalities are both the same, but our secondaries are different. Mine's a risk taker, and Scott is a security seeker. So you don't think we see debt totally different? I mean, you just look at that whole idea of debt as a risk taker very differently than you do as a security seeker. So it's important inside of the relationship to understand that opposite dynamic and to talk about how you perceive debt coming from knowing your money personality. We actually have on our website a free money personality profile that you can take and then understand what your money personality is, pick up our book, and then it'll help you enhance and work through those kind of issues together.
Sure, because your partner may be seeing all of this through a very different set of eyes.
Totally different.
We're out of time, but let's talk about your book, because you've already had one out. This is a brand new book, and it's available right now. What's it called?
It's called The 5 Money Personalities, Speaking the Same Love and Money Language.
And actually, in January, we're going to do 4 segments on your show, just all outlining it and we're excited about it.
Congrats.
Me too.
We'll see you in the new year.
Okay. I wonder what we're like.
Take the quiz.
You got to take it.
We'll take the quiz.
We will do it.
Okay, coming up next.